At the time of recording, your Boston Celtics sit at 0-3 to start the 25-26 NBA season, and I think that this is done with a little bit of intent. Brad Stevens, that little smirk right there, he knows exactly what he is doing with this Boston Celtics roster and the opportunity that he has in front of him to strike this season. Through a week, the Celtics are at the bottom of the NBA in a bunch of meaningful categories. Middle of the pack in offensive rebounding, but you look at defensive rebounding, they're dead last in the NBA. Not able to generate possessions, not able to limit second chance opportunities from their opponents. Total rebounding, they're almost dead last right there at 29. Assist percentage, buckets are coming very, very difficult. Everything is so hard in the half court for the Boston Celtics. That's why their assist percentage is there at 30th in the league. True shooting percentage, they can't put the ball in the basket when they get those opportunities either. 24th in the NBA. Boston has the 21st offense in the league and the 23rd defense. I think we can assess, I know it's been 3 games, small sample size though, this team is not that good. And I think that was kind of by design by Brad Stevens. Before I tell you why, I want to ask you this question. Would you rather make the play-in, so finishing somewhere in the realm of 7th through 10th in the Eastern Conference when the regular season is up, or would you rather be a true lottery team with the opportunity to have the lottery balls go your way and secure a top 3 draft pick in the 2026 NBA draft? What would you guys pick? Let me know down in the comment section. P for play-in, L for lottery. Because with the situation the Boston Celtics have, losing Jason Tatum to the Achilles injury, and then that kind of set in motion them trading away Holiday, trading away Porzingis, and then leaving or letting Al Horford and Luke Cornett go in free agency, they still brought back a crew that was going to go out there and give it their all. That's why the Celtics beat writers out there were just projecting 45 wins for this team before the season began. I don't think that they would be projecting that same result as it stands right now. But you have a crew that's going to give it their all and try to get there, right? Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Derek White, a couple of those guys, weren't highly recruited out of high school, and now they're in a position where their roles have been elevated. They can try to make this team better and make a playoff run that's unprecedented. Well, they've been trying. They've been trying at this point. We see so far this season that the best lineups the Boston Celtics have been with the guys who are returning to the roster. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Neemias Queta, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, their original starting lineup is easily their best one. And honestly, they've been performing pretty fine for the most part in the time they spent on the floor together. And then Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Queta, Pritchard, and Ugo Gonzalez, a player who they're looking at and looking at long-term prospects with as they drafted him in the first round. That lineup has been pretty solid as well. So with that being said, how do you kind of tank a season when you have 5 guys who are going to give it their all 100% of the time, and they have no plans on being a lottery team whatsoever? Well, you surround them with lackluster talent, and you put them in positions where it makes it virtually impossible to succeed. Brad Stevens, with what he did, losing the front court, losing Jason Tatum due to injury, wasn't necessarily a choice he made, but everything that happened afterwards was deliberate by Brad Stevens. He took a key component away from the Boston Celtics. And if you look and think back to what I was showing you at the beginning of the show, it's rebounding the basketball. I don't think it takes a mathematician or a nerd to look at this graph and say, whoa, the Celtics, they kind of have a problem rebounding the basketball. From second to last to dead last in the NBA in team defensive rebound percentage, you see the Sacramento Kings there nearing around 64%. The Celtics are literally below 60%. They can't generate possessions. They allow so many second chance opportunities. As a matter of fact, they allow the most second chance opportunities in the NBA. And what have the Celtics been trying to do this upcoming season? What has their identity been trying to be? Play fast, create chaos, get up and down the floor, run teams out of the gym, sub 5 in, sub 5 out. They can't do that unless they grab rebounds. And Brad Stevens looks like he's designed this roster to be able to not be able to do that. We saw against the Pistons. All-Star Thompson was just leaping over Derek White. And yeah, Derek White didn't necessarily put in the best effort, but the fact that guy has to be your low man looking for rebounds on the low block right now says volumes about where this roster is. And we're seeing that this isn't a coaching malpractice from Joe Mazzulla. I see people on Twitter trying to say that this is a Joe Mazzulla problem. Are you out of your mind? Look at where the Celtics are at and limiting opponents' second chance points. The past 3 seasons before this, they were top 10, 57 wins. 10th in the league, 64 wins in an NBA title. So top 10 in each of the past 3 seasons before that in limiting second chance opportunities. Second in the league in 24-25, they won 60 games. This year, they are 30th. They are dead last. Oh, and look at that. They're 0-3. If you can't generate possessions, how are you going to win basketball games? This is pretty plain to see that the Celtics cannot play the way they want to. because Brad Stevens has put together one of the worst front courts in NBA history that doesn't allow them to generate possessions and get up and down the floor very, very fast. But I'll tell you what, this is good. I hate to break it to you guys. I've been thinking about this all summer long. I've been trying to be a green teamer. I've been trying to be, prop this team up, be optimistic, be positive. We know what this team is. It's not a good one. And now it's time to strike while the iron is hot. You have one chance. I'm not going to say it's a gift, but you can interpret it as a blessing in disguise that we have a Boston Celtics team led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown making $100 million combined over the next 4 to 5 seasons. You have an opportunity to get a cost-controlled asset, a contributor right away that can make and extend the championship window for this Boston Celtics team led by Tatum and Brown that much longer. We're going to tell you who those players are that the Celtics could be targeting here as they are, I would say, soft tanking at this point. That around the corner. First thing I got to tell you about our sponsor is this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid, and basketball season is here, so you can win up to 2,000 times your money watching your Boston Celtics in one single daily fantasy sports lineup because it's daily fantasy made easy. All you guys got to do is pick a lineup of 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on their projected stats. You can also mix and match sports as well. You can bring football into it. You can bring baseball into it. You get the World Series going on. If you want to make a sports equinox with PrizePicks, you can do so as well. My lineup, as I'm recording this before the Celtics played their game against the Pelicans. I'm recording this before the Celtics next day PrizePicks numbers came out. So I'm going with a little bit of football picks here. I got Derrick Henry more than 89.5 rush yards against the Miami Dolphins on Thursday night. And then I'm looking ahead to the Bills and Kansas City matchup, which is going to be cinema on Sunday. Josh Allen more than 34.5 rush yards, and Khalil Shakir more than 50.5 receiving yards. You can tell my picks, or you can fade them. Just do it at PrizePicks. And for new users, you guys can get hooked up with $50 in lineups in your account after you play your first $5 lineup. But you got to use our promo code CLNS. So download the app today. Use the code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. So I don't know how much we buy into all these predictors and whatnot, but I'll tell you what. Prophet X is saying that the Celtics have the third best lottery odds as it stands right now. A 40% chance to miss the playoffs. I don't know where they get that math at. I thought it'd be funny to show you guys that the outlook on Boston right now is not very good in terms of them being a playoff team or any semblance of a contender at all this season. The next 10 games for your Boston Celtics, kind of a gauntlet. Let's be honest here, folks. Wednesday, they match up with the Cavs. And this is like not even assuming that they potentially could lose to the New Orleans Pelicans on the road. That's going to tip off right after I'm done filming this. On Halloween, they got the Sixers, who look really good right now. The Rockets look really good. The Jazz are surprising everybody this season so far. I mean, they put belt to ass on the Clippers. We'll see if that's a tougher matchup than anticipated. The Wizards, you should probably be able to get a win there. I'm not going to lie. Then you got 2 games back-to-back at the Magic. I mean, they're way better than you. Then you go to Philly again, and they're probably better than you at this point. They already beat you so far this season. You'd expect to probably split these 2 Philadelphia matchups. You got the Grizzlies, who are a physical team. They got John Morant, better than anybody playing on the Celtics right now, and then the Clippers as well. They're a deep team. They got superstars on the roster. It's going to be a tough road ahead for the Boston Celtics. I mean, if they get 4 wins out of the next 10, that would be pretty impressive, in my opinion. So that would have the Celtics sitting around somewhere between 5 to 6 wins for the first 17 games of the season. I mean, I don't know, Jim. That's not looking like a team that's going to be playing in the playoffs or looking at the play-in. It's going to be looking like a team that's closer to the lottery, where we could eventually see, a Jaylen Brown phantom injury sit out the rest of the season once the calendar shifts to February or something like that, or something similar happening with Derek White. Like, we could see this type of stuff. I don't think anything is off the table at this point, because when you look at the 2026 NBA draft, remember the 2025 NBA draft, the tank for Flag? Everybody was trying to get Cooper Flag last year. This year, there's 3 of them. And the college basketball season hasn't even started yet, so there could be more Cooper Flag level players. But right now, we know that there's 3. Starting with A.J. Dybantsa. I don't know. He's a Boston kid from Stockton, and I think that a lot of Celtics fans already know a little bit about A.J. Dybantsa. He's already telling people who wants to come to TD Garden for my game against the UConn Huskies in a couple of months. I mean, I'm pumped up to see this guy, A.J. Dybantsa, continue to champion the Celtics on social media, continue to be a Celtics fan. He's hung out with Kevin Garnett. I mean, he's been in and around the Celtics facilities. Just saying, this guy could score from anywhere, man. I mean, already in his 2 exhibitions in college, at the college level. Nothing set in stone yet, but I'll tell you what, man. He had 18 points a couple of days ago. In the last exhibition they played, he had 30 points. In the one before that, Dybantsa could score from anywhere. He can attack the rim. He's great with the ball in his hands. Does have some defensive limitations right now, so I will say that it is one of those situations where that needs to be corrected over the course of a collegiate season. Hopefully, the BYU coaching staff gets him to buy in. But I'm all in on AJ Dybantsa being a no doubt elite pro because he already has so many pro-level skills at his disposal already. Getting a couple of Ace Bailey comps, I'm not seeing that a ton. Much more physical, much more willing to attack the rim and draw contact. So as far as a just pure scoring threat on the wing goes, AJ Dybantsa is about as can't miss as it gets. Also, Darryn Peterson, guard from Kansas, just played his first exhibition, and he was absolutely nasty. 26 points, 5 steals in 25 minutes. So not only does he project out, some NBA comps are having him compared to guys like Donovan Mitchell. And I'm seeing that. He has that sick pickup dribble in his game where he can slide through defenses and get to the rim. He can score from all 3 levels and also has good defensive acumen as well. So that's going to be what takes him above a player like Donovan Mitchell. Like the ceiling on this guy and the projection on Darryn Peterson is that he's going to be better than a Donovan Mitchell, better than a Devin Booker, and players of that caliber. So, yeah, watch out for Darryn Peterson in Kansas this year. He's going to be a really, really fun watch. And, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if the Celtics got him or had the opportunity to at some point in the time with the NBA draft rolling around. Last name up, Cam Boozer. Son of Carlos. Yes, we're getting old. Cam Boozer is a dog. Like, doesn't have a hole in his game. Dog. I think the one gripe that people had coming into this college season with Cam Boozer is that he wasn't as efficient of a three-point shooter as people wanted him to be. Yeah, he shot 4 for 6 from 3 against UCF. Hit 30 points. Sorry, it was 33 points in that one. 33 and 12 rebounds. So he's also an elite rebounder as well. Celtics could really use a player like that. Just played against Tennessee yesterday, or I guess at the time of filming yesterday, in an exhibition game. On the road. Fans were in the stands. He had 24 and 23 rebounds. Like 5 blocks as well. Like, this guy can't miss. Has no holes in his game. And I was reading through some tweets from an NBA scout. When you have 3 players at the top of a draft with all the same skill set, you go with the one who is the most Halliburtonified. Yes, you heard that right. Halliburtonified. Players who have the ball in their hands and look to move it or look to shoot it. Like, Cam Boozer is a quick decision maker. He makes passes that I don't see certain pros making at the NBA level. This guy could play tomorrow. Get dropped in the NBA tomorrow. He would be just fine. He's going to play a whole season under John Shire at Duke, get a little bit more polished, and I presume will be the number 1 overall pick when the NBA draft rolls around. And if the Celtics are in the lottery, I would be all over going out there and trying to find a way to get Cam Boozer. With that being said, you pick one to draft down in the comment section. If it's AJ Dybantsa, give me an AJD, going for the local kid who has been dazzling highlight tapes for the past year and a half now. Darryn Peterson, give me a DP down below. And if it's Cam Boozer, drop a CB in the comment section. Who do you guys, if you guys have watched him at all, I know the college season hasn't even begun yet, but if you guys have seen tape on any of these guys, pick one to draft. Let me know in the comment section. That will do it for today's show. Give me a follow over on Twitter. I'll be tweeting about the Celtics all season long. I'll also be tweeting about some college basketball as well. So at Tyler J. Smith, 2 H's because the name's common, but I am not. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. That will do it for today's show. We'll see you guys in the next one as we continue to chronicle this very, very odd Celtics season. We'll see you guys then, and as always, let's go C's.